the Asian Games gold medalist, takes a second point for China in the Yuba Cup final. Her victory over Sayaka Takahashi 21-16, 21-12 in 45 minutes. So China, after 3 matches, have the advantage. 2-1 over Japan in the Yuba Cup final. Next match on court, second women's doubles, and I personally am absolutely delighted that we're going to see this second women's doubles, because I'm fascinated by China's selection. So the reason I'm so pleased is because we've got Zhao Yunlei, the Olympic champion in the women's doubles, double Olympic champion, actually won the mixed doubles as well, playing with world champion Wang Xiaoli against a very established pairing now from Japan, Mayuki Maeda and Areika Kakiwa, number 5 in the world ranking. And I think Japan could win this second doubles because they are an established pair, which means that it would go down to the wire. It will go down to the 5th and final match. But I think I'm jumping ahead of myself again. So our MC just announcing the players onto court, and Morton, quickly give us your view about this women's doubles selection. Wang Xiaoli, the world champion.
Yeah, you know, they have so many to choose from. And as you said earlier, they probably have a little bit of injury problems in the camp. And that's why they're choosing this not so established pair, but as I always say, I'm sure in practice, in training back home, they're swapping partners the whole time and play crisscross.
Yeah.
And surely this pair is really well worked in.
Well, the sheer potential of having an Olympic champion playing with a world champion. Both players have been world number one with different partners. In fact, Wang Xiaoli has been, not only is currently world number one, but has been world number one with Ma Jin as well. Currently world number one and world champion with Yu Yang. And Zhao Yunlei has been world number one with Tiang Qing. So you put all of those statistics together and you think there could be a pretty exceptional pair.
Yeah.
They have played a tournament together before, but not in international terms. The Chinese pair won the gold medal at the China National Games last year in Shenyang in Liaoning province. So there is the Olympic champion, Zhao Yunlei.
But if I can just come with a word here, you know, we look at the men's doubles as well, Fu Haifeng and Xiang Nan. You know, they're Olympic champions in men's doubles and mixed doubles, and you think you partner them up and you will have an absolutely perfect combination, but you haven't.
No.
They're only still the second pair in China.
Well, it's interesting, these two though both come from Hubei province, so I wonder if they played together when they were juniors, up and coming. Though Wang Xiaoli, as you saw, a little younger than her partner. There's the double Olympic champion, first player ever to win 2 gold medals at the same Olympics. Now, she has played all 5 matches as Zhao Yunlei, or selected for all 5 matches, and let me correct myself, because she played against Russia with Tiang Qing. Since then, she and Wang Xiaoli have been selected for the remaining 4, but of course, in the quarter-final and in the semi-final, China had won the tie 3-love, and therefore the second doubles wasn't required, but they were selected as the pair. So 2 matches actually played and 2 matches won. So there, well, that's Maeda, the 28-year-old. Partner Reika Kakiwa is 24. Now, Kakiwa lost to Zhao Yunlei in the Olympic final. So 2 players on opposite sides of the net that met in the Olympic final in London. And of course, Reika Kakiwa was playing with Fuji in those London games. Number 5 in the world ranking, that's the highest they've been as a pair. And this is the 6th week that they've been at number 5. Maeda, incidentally, was semi-finalist at the Beijing Olympic Games with Satoko Suetsuna. Lost the bronze medal playoff match. So there is the Olympic silver medalist, Reika Kakiwa. Now they've been selected for 4 of the 5 matches. But they didn't have to play against the Danes in the quarter-final stage. It should have been the same pair that they lost to, Kruse and Robka. But the match had already been won by Japan 3-love. But in the semi-final yesterday, it was this Japanese pair that had to do the business in the 5th and final match. It was 2-all in the overall tie against India when they went on to court against Saina Nehwal and PV Sindhu. And their experience as doubles players, in all honesty, Morton really showed through, didn't it? 2 straight games.
Yeah, very convincingly.
Yeah, playing against 2 singles players teamed up together.
And may I add, at least 1 very tired singles player.
The PV Sindhu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ready to play.
Our court officials. Jitarut Tanu Karapat from Thailand and Calvin Martin from Barbados. Well, considering that Zhao Yunlei and Wang Xiaoli are playing their first international competition together, it's quite understandable that these two pairs have never met each other previously. But all four players on court will know each other's games extremely well because they've played against each other with other partners.
Ready?
Yeah, he's looking pretty relaxed now, isn't he, Lee Yongbo?
Yeah, 2 chances to secure the remaining point.
Yeah, that's quite remarkable. China's record in the Uber Cup since they first became part of the International Federation, their first Uber Cup, 1984. They won the title then. They've been in every single final since they joined the International Federation.
Maida Miyuki and Kakiiwa Rega. And on my left, China, represented by Zhao Yunlei, Wang Xiaoli. China to serve, Zhao Yunlei to serve to Maida Miyuki. Level, play.
So the brand new pairing of Wang Xiaoli and Zhao Yunlei getting the match underway for China. Now this is a very different scenario to the semi-final, isn't it, Morton? Because Maeda and Kakiwa able to exploit a pair, a scratch pairing, that don't really have the understanding and experience in doubles, whereas you've got two world-class former and current world number ones playing together, thrown together. They will know about doubles tactics and what to do, so it's a very different sort of scenario, isn't it?
It is. And I know we only played 2 points, but I think we have already seen what we're going to see for the rest of this match. A very attacking Chinese combination.
Service over. 1-2.
Well, Zhao Yunlei in the first of the group matches against Russia played with her Olympic winning partner Tian Qing. Any scoop on why they haven't played Tian Qing again? Must be injury problems, surely, or do they rate this scratch pairing even higher?
I think just like India, they rated the pair higher. That when they put in the 2 singles in that last doubles, and I think it's the same here. They think this pair is the strongest combination they have, and they play it.
Gosh, don't miss many of those. Zhao Yunlei. I'm really very fascinated by what you've just said, Morton, because Wang Xiaoli playing with Yu Yang. They've played tournaments this year. They've won tournaments this year. Then they were split, and Wang Xiaoli was entered into tournaments with Ma Jin, her former partner with whom she was world number 1. Zhao Yunlei and Tian Qing have looked suspect of late. I have to say Tian Qing doesn't look as fit as she used to be. And I'm wondering, given what you've just said, that this is probably the best combination, second combination for China. I'm wondering in individual competition why, if they were going to split Wang Xiaoli from her World Championship winning partner Yu Yang, why they didn't put this pair together in individual tournaments.
It might come from now on. It might come.
Oh, I'm going to watch with interest.
Yeah, but you know, it's Olympic qualification time coming up soon, and they need to get their pairs up and running and prepared. So, you know, this could be one of the combinations they're banking on for the 2016 Olympics.
If it is, I think the rest of the world should be a little worried.
Yeah. Because not only do they play fast, attacking and all that, but they with such power.
I think Wang Xiao Li, huge power, probably one of the hardest smashes in the game. I'm also a big fan of hers in her creativity. Does have the problem of making one or two errors, but that's because she is trying to be creative, coupled with a player who, by virtue of being Olympic mixed doubles champion, by definition has to be a good front court player, and you've got a combination which appears to have huge potential.
Yep. Let's see what the Japanese can do against this pair, because so far they're standing their ground really well.
She was expecting more channel attack. Good switch from Maeda.
Service over. 6-7.
The disguise on that.
And scared of the power smash.
Yeah.
No problem the first few times.
Service over. 8-all.
Now, what's the umpire saying?
I think flash.
Yeah. She's halting play until whatever the problem is.
8-all.
Yeah. And a call from Wang Xiao Li to her partner to leave it.
9.
But one of the drives in the defense of Maeda was really good. We didn't see it. She was covering the centre of the court and did really well.
We see her doing that time and time again in mixed doubles. Zhao Yunlei coming forward. Delicate little block, changing pace. It's going well wide. China have the advantage at the mid-game interval. A 3-point advantage. Oh, just 10 minutes of play. Well, they look impressive so far to Zhao Yunlei and Wang Xiaoli.
Twenty seconds. 20 seconds. Pause. Pause.
She says.
Yeah, that's a very strong element of this game.
How close they are together.
Yeah.
One player coming up the court.
11 and play.
Missed it. That's a missed opportunity.
12 and
Well, so much for my theory that the Japanese pair, as the more established pair, would be able to exploit a pair that don't play internationally. But I do take your point, Morton, that they probably train together.
Yeah.
And I suppose in a way that makes it quite difficult for the Japanese pair because they don't know how to play against the Chinese
They
as
don't
a
know
pair.
no, they don't know what's coming. They have to react.
Goodness. Well, she made that backhand kill look easy, I can assure you. It wasn't.
9.
Quick on her feet,
Yeah. And I'm
out of
sure
that block.
so many badminton players at the net, you see, taking big swings. That was a short, sharp motion of the racket head. That's a well-worked rally by the Japanese combination.
Service over. 10, 13. Mega.
Yeah, the delight for Maeda. She has such an enthusiasm for the sport of badminton. You know, she listed her ambition as being able to play badminton for the rest of her life.
Okay.
Just loves the sport.
Service over. 14, 10.
She might be able to play for the rest of her life, but definitely not at this level.
No.
And I'm talking from experience.
That lift from Maeda was the first time in that rally that they gave the attack away.
And that was enough.
Yep. Only needed one chance, the Chinese pair. Up until that point, it was the Japanese pair keeping the shuttle flat over the net or keeping it going down. Wide. Yeah, it was this disguise, wasn't it? Overhead. Japanese late to see it. Therefore couldn't return it and keep it in. There. Rally, fast and furious. Another very, very good rally.
You know, not to predict anything, but the Japanese pair is obviously looking for answers. The Chinese do not have to look for answers. They have a natural way of scoring points. The Japanese have to work harder to get their points than the Chinese have to, and that's going to be the whole difference in this match. That's what the Japanese needs. They need to win points like that. Some easy ones now and again.
Yeah. Intercepted.
Maeda's playing well at the net today. I think she's very decisive. She's really going in, go for big kills, not holding back. Well, initially good defence by the Japanese pair, but look at the attack from the Chinese. Oh, you know, there's been so much talk when Wang Xiao Li and Yu Yang got together, played against each other in the final of the 2010 World Championships, and everybody said, well, Yu Yang is the former Olympic champion. Well, she was Olympic champion when they first started playing together in Beijing, and everybody talked about Yu Yang, and I think, in my opinion, people were missing just how good Wang Xiao Li was. I haven't followed them that much 4 or 5 years ago, I have to admit. So you're the expert.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Wang Xiaoli, and I think you're right, Morton. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this Chinese women's doubles combination. Variation on the attack, and now 8 game point opportunities for Wang Xiaoli and Zhao Yunlei.
Service over, 13-20.
What a fabulous return of serve from Wang Xiaoli. 21-13, the opening game to China. That is magnificent, and I think come the second game, the Japanese pair are going to have to vary the serve a little instead of serving to the tee, because that was just brilliant from Wang Xiaoli. Opening game in 22 minutes in China's favour, 21-13.
Twenty seconds. Pause, stand. Pause.
Well, that's what the competition is about, the Yuba Cup. And what a magnificent trophy it is too.
Second game. Love all. Play. One love.
Look at that backhand. Now you see, that's the sort of shot that I'm really impressed with Wang Xiaoli.
Yeah, missed a difficult shot.
Yeah.
That drive down the line there is not easy.
Yeah. Not many women can play it as well as that, if any.
The boys are struggling too, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Service over. 1-2.
Well, low serve is short, but where was she serving to again?
T.
Yeah. Got to vary it, surely, Morton.
But they don't. They don't. I think that's one of the weaknesses in Japanese ladies doubles. But, you know, having said that, what a performance the first pair had today.
Yeah.
That is some changes. That's wonderful to see.
I talked at the end of the first game, didn't I, about the variation in attack. Switching it there.
Yeah, with some disguise as well. Slightly reversed.
Service over. 2-5.
That's impressive.
Service over.
That's maximum pressure.
6-2.
Yeah, good judgment. Just wide.
7-2.
Well, it appears at the moment as if China could be marching towards their 13th Yuba Cup title. In the moment, this Japanese pair just do not have answers. It's gone long.
And that's definitely not going to help.
2.
That return of serve. Not only a very defensive return, but also obviously going out on that baseline.
Oh, goodness, return of serve. Letting the shuttle drop low and just trying to lift it, but lifting it long of the back court. They really don't know what to do now, the Japanese players, do they? You can't be lifting the shuttle against attacking players like this. No, it was the right idea. I know she made a mistake, Kakiwa.
10-2.
They're trying to be positive on the return of serve. Just long.
Service over. Challenge baseline. Call out.
Oh, there's a challenge. Challenge by the Chinese pair. Shuttle was called out. Hawkeye will adjudicate for us. Oh, caught the line. It was in. What a great challenge. Well, that's not helping the Japanese cause, is it? Because it means we're at the mid-game interval.
Yeah, and what a way to get there.
Yeah. 30 minutes only. A game at 11-2 up. Well, there's a great atmosphere in this Surrey Fort Arena. So the Uber Cup awaits, and it could, the wait could be over quite soon. Just 10 more points needed by China to take this second women's doubles, and for their 13th Uber Cup. Oh, goodness, that is such a powerful smash. No, from what we've seen so far, Morton, I'm convinced that more and more about what you said, that you thought that this Chinese combination was a stronger pair than the Olympic champions playing together.
And
I think there's
chances are that they're banking on them for 2016.
And furthermore, I think they're a stronger pair than the first women's doubles pair that's played this week.
Definitely.
Well, what's she getting told off for? Showing a fist to her opponents? Not sure.
I don't know.
All that?
I didn't see it.
No, me neither.
That's mixed doubles, isn't it?
Yeah. Serve, return and third shot. We keep emphasising that. But how well did she read that? This is 10 straight points, you know.
How many?
10.
10.
11. They were 5-2.
That's true. That's true.
And at 5-2, you sort of think it can go any way.
Yeah. It couldn't.
No. Right. This is a victory parade now. 4 points needed to retain the Uber Cup.
Service over. 3-17.
Well, 12 straight points. The run comes to an end, but that, in my opinion, has just sealed the fate, really, of the Japanese team. Oh, this has just been an awesome display.
Yeah, there's not much to say. As you say, awesome display.
Chinese,
what a second combination to have.
Unbelievable. Chinese teammates up from their seats, ready, I guess, to race onto court and celebrate once this second doubles is concluded. Unbelievable. This has probably been one of the most clinical displays of women's doubles I've ever witnessed. A whole host of championship points.
And you have to consider the Japanese pair is number 5 in the world.
Oh.
Service over. 5-20.
Well, still, Japanese teammates urge their compatriots on. It's a lost cause, I'm afraid, from here. But that's good to see, nonetheless.
It is.
Yep.
Need only 14 more.
Look at them. They're ready to run onto court. The teammates, Chinese players, coaches, support staff. Service fault was called, and the celebrations can begin for China. They retain the Uber Cup, a 13th Uber Cup title in total. What a record they have today, competing in their 16th consecutive Uber Cup final. And yes, thank goodness that the players involved in that last match, well, Wang Xiaoli, the lone player, to go and congratulate her opponents. Now Zhao Yunlei does the same. That is what it's all been about. The Uber Cup trophy, a magnificent trophy, a magnificent tournament it's been, and quite frankly, the most magnificent display of women's doubles I think I've ever witnessed. Wang Xiaoli and Zhao Yunlei were almost perfection. What a match, Morton. And my goodness, what a second women's doubles pair. There we have confirmation in 37 minutes. Zhao Yunlei and Wang Xiaoli defeat Kakiwa and Maeda 21-13, 21-6, and that means a third point for China, and they retain the Uber Cup. Japanese teammates console one another. The odds were stacked against them today. The young Chinese fans here in Delhi. They didn't have much to celebrate yesterday on semi-finals day when the Thomas Cup team were defeated by Japan. China get revenge today in the Yuba Cup final. Well, the prize presentation will be coming up very shortly. Gold, silver and bronze medalists will be presented. Well, they're the Korean team who were champions in 2010. Caused a major upset 4 years ago when they beat China in the final. Well, history made this week when India, the hosts, reached the semi-final for the very first time. Well, it's been a great week. 16 teams started. But sport is a double-edged sword because there always has to be winners and losers, and in the sport of badminton there can only be one winner. Well, we're getting ready for the prize presentation, and as we do so, Morton, we can reflect a little on this week's badminton. There we see confirmation that China has defeated Japan by the margin of 3-1 in the Yuba Cup final. So many people thought it would be 3-love, but all credit to Japan winning that first women's doubles, Matsutomo and Takahashi. But for me, Morton,
yes,
a big positive this week. We've seen some great badminton, of course, for India, the hosts, to reach the semi-final for the first time. There they are. There's the team led by Saina Nehwal nearest to us. They have put up a real good team performance this week.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Where I'm coming from, I actually see changes, and that's what I like. I see changes in badminton, and I think it's so great. I think players are starting to believe that they can create these upsets.
Yeah.
Upsets we haven't seen for, we see once in a while, we see something, but this week it's been filled with upsets.
Yes, and it's not just the big teams that we're talking about. Of course, in Group W of the Yuba Cup, England defeated Chinese Taipei. That was a huge upset.
It was.
And very good to see European teams doing well. Of course, in the Thomas Cup, we had France qualify for the very first time, and
can you believe it?
And they got through to the quarter-final.
Yeah, and beat Chinese Taipei again.
Yeah.
Done so well.
Yeah. And we've seen youngsters galore. We've seen Brittany Tam from Canada. Lovely to see the Canadian team here. Honderich, of course, from Canada as well,
Yeah,
only
she did
18.
well.
So
Yeah.
we're seeing a spread of nations as well, with developing players coming through. So there's an awful lot to cheer about. And I have to mention as well the Danish youngsters. The 4 singles players brought here to Denmark to India from Denmark
yeah.
in the Yuba Cup team, an average age
Of 19
of
or
just
below.
under 19. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a new batch of players. It's actually not only 4, but we got 6 back home and in total. So it's a very good group, and they will push one another. And when we looked at the women's singles here today, the Danes actually pushed the Japanese singles very hard.
Yeah.
So it's very encouraging for Denmark as well.
Yes, but of course we can't hide from the statistic.
No.
16 consecutive finals for China. Today winning their 13th Uber Cup. And, you know, I know that you say there are new players coming through, new nations coming through. China simply are giving the benchmark. The rest of the nations
have to follow.
Have to follow.
Yeah. But again, you know, it's coming back to the situation. Even China can't sit back and say, oh, we're the best. They have to develop all the time because they're getting pushed from behind. And I think that's what I see. When I see the young ones, they go in and they have a go at the Chinese and they actually believe that they can create these upsets.
Yeah. Well, of course, head coach Lee Yong-bo was quoted as saying yesterday when the Chinese men lost, this is a good thing for China because China now realizes we can't sit back on our laurels. We have to look to improve as well.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of very positive things have come out of this. And of course for Japan, well, Japan won the Uber Cup 5 times, the last time 33 years ago, and this their first final since lifting the trophy in Tokyo in 1981.
And to be very fair, it was before China entered into the BWF.
Yes, China didn't come into the International Federation until 1984 was the first time they competed. I remember it very well in Kuala Lumpur because China beat England in the final, and I was lucky enough.
And you felt it.
I was lucky enough to be part of that team. So we get ready for the medal ceremonies and the awarding of the trophy, the Uber Cup, and just look at the joy on the faces of the coaches there. Tiang Qing, centre stage there, the Olympic champion, only selected for one match. Surely there must be an injury problem. But Indonesia as well, of course, Indonesia, a powerhouse in badminton terms, and they were present at the quarter-final of the Uber Cup. Sad in a way that at quarter-final stage of the Uber Cup we had 2 matchups that we'd seen in the group stage, but of course the knockout stage after the last of the group matches is then drawn, so that nobody knows who they're going to play in the knockout stage. But it is always disappointing if you've played one team one day, as happened with Denmark and Japan, last of the group matches, the group deciders. The very next day in the quarter-final had to play each other again. Yeah. Same thing happened with England and China, although it wasn't consecutive days. They were in the same group to start with and then met in the quarter-final stage.
Tough draw for England.
Yeah. So if you had to pick an outstanding player or moment of the Uber Cup, what would it be?
I think Sina Naval has played fantastically. I think she has done well.
Led from the front. The Olympic bronze medalist.
There
she is.
She could have won against anyone in this tournament.
So the announcements from our MC for the players and teams to step forward for the prize presentation of the 25th Uber Cup. First ever Uber Cup competition dating back to 1957, and it was staged in Lancashire in England. How it has grown. The most prestigious team competition for women in the world of badminton. Well, there's a huge roar from the fans because India have stepped forward. They, along with Korea, will receive their bronze medals. History made this week in Delhi. For the first time,
May I now invite
India
the BWF
get a
Vice
medal
President
at the Yuba
Oceania,
Cup.
Ms. Geraldine Brown, to do the honors of presenting the bronze medals to Korea. And may I also invite Mr. Sanjay Srivastava, Chief Secretary Delhi, to present the stoles to the medalists.
So
Ladies and
Korea
gentlemen,
get
please
their
give a big
medals
hand
first.
to the bronze medalists, Korea and India.
Geraldine Brown from Australia. BWF Vice President. Presenting the bronze medals to Korea. Bae Young-ju, who had such a wonderful match against Wang Shashian in the semi-final. Went to 3 games. And so the presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Geraldine Brown.
To the Korean team. Well, they have been Yuba Cup champions in the past. 7 times they were finalists, winning the trophy, of course, in 2010 here in Delhi. They get the bronze medal.
And now may I invite the BWF Vice President Asia, Mr. Liu Feng-yan, to do the honors of presenting the bronze medals to India. And may I invite Mr. Shankar
BWF
Agarwal,
Vice President
Secretary, Child and Women
Mr.
Welfare,
Liu
to present the
Feng-yan
stoles to the
will
medalists.
present the bronze medals to the Indian Yuba Cup team. What a proud, proud moment for the host nation. Tulasi Apana Balan. Siki ready. Every player has played their part. Ashwini Ponapa and Jwala Gutta. How vital was their role in the team playing at first doubles. PV Sindhu, the World Championship bronze medalist, now becomes a Yuba Cup bronze medalist. So all the players, it's not just who performs on the court, it is a huge team effort. Of that there is no doubt. Gardre gets her medal. An Olympic bronze medalist, Saina Nehwal, who led from the front. She remained undefeated in singles. Madhu, the female coach, Vimal Kumar, and Pulala Gopichand, my goodness me, have they done India proud?
Thank you, Mr. Liu Feng-yan, and thank you, Mr. Shankar Agarwal. Dasgupta, President, Badminton Association of India and BWF Council member, to do the honors of presenting the silver medals to Japan and also to present the stoles to the medalists. Silver medalist, Japan. Let's give them a big hand.
Well, they came to Delhi as the #2 seeds, Japan. They lived up to expectations in reaching the final. 33 years after their last appearance. And Sumiko Kitada, team manager for the Japanese team, and about to receive her medal, Akane Yamaguchi, named last night at the gala dinner as the most promising player. The BWF Awards, 16-year-old. And there, Sayaka Takahashi, who fought so bravely. Matsutomo, who won at first doubles. Minatsu Mitani, the top women's singles player. And what a match Ayaka Takahashi played today. Hugely impressive. Kakiwa looks a little disappointed, but in all honesty, I think that the Japanese team should all be mighty proud of themselves. Shizuka Matsuo and Mami Neto, who played against Malaysia, their only match in the Uber Cup campaign. Next up, the veteran player Yuriko Hiroshi, who was instrumental in turning round the fortunes of Japan in that magnificent semi-final late yesterday evening against India. Maeda, and now the coaches, Shoji Sato, Kai Nakajima, the next to receive his medal, and the last but by no means least will be a man who has made such a contribution over the last few years to Japanese badminton. Park Jubong has turned around the fortunes of the Japanese badminton team.
And now may I invite the BWF Deputy President, Mr. Gustavo Fernando Salazar, to do the honors of presenting the gold medals. And may I also invite the main title sponsor, Mr. Li Ning, founder and executive chairman, Li Ning Company Limited, to present the stones to the medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, the gold medalists, China!
China called forward, and it has become tradition that China, as happens so often at gymnastics events, they walk round to the front of the podium and congratulate every other player and every other team that joins them on the podium. BWF Deputy President Mr. Gustavo Fernando Salazar will present the medals to China. And Morton, well, there is one team that came here with the trophy, and the same team
goes back
with the trophy. And they did,
but well deserved.
Well deserved too, very much so. Yeah, no wonder they're smiling. They didn't have much to smile about
Another round
yesterday,
of
the
applause,
Chinese
ladies and
fans.
gentlemen, for the champions, China!
Once again, for a 13th time, China win the Yuba Cup. The Olympic champion, Li Shuirui, Wang Yihan just received her medal, second to receive her medal, wasn't needed today. Wang Shouxian, margin, well, Tang Xinhua, she'll be disappointed with her performance today. She and Bao Yixin, the only match dropped during the whole tournament as far as China is concerned. Wang Xiaoli, she was awesome today. Tiang Qing only got one outing. Zhao Yunlei, and now the coaches in turn. Yuba Cups contested by China since they became part of the World Federation. 16 times they've reached the final. 13 of them, they have gone home with the trophy.
Thank you, Mr. Gustavo Fernando Salazar and Mr. Leading. Thank you very much. And now may I invite the BWF President, Mr. Paul-Eric Hoyer, to do the honors of giving away the championship trophy.
BWF President Mr. Paul-Eric Hoyer-Larsen, former Olympic champion himself, now president of the BWF, member of the IOC, hands over the Yuba Cup to head coach Lee Yongbo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul-Eric Hoyer.
Well, the Chinese team passed the trophy all the way along the line. Every player, every coach wants to have their moments of holding the most famous trophy in women's team competition in the world of badminton. Well, what a proud moment for all the Chinese team, and also what a very proud moment for the hosts, India, to see the Indian flag alongside that of China, Japan and Korea. China, Japan and Korea, of course, have been powerhouses in women's badminton over the last few years. And for India to be right up there with those teams is a remarkable achievement. So the dignitaries pose for the photographers.
I need a huge wide angle to get them all in.
Well, as the teams who have medalled in the Uber Cup pose for the photographers, China once again champions and Uber Cup winners. Well, I suppose, Morton, all for us to do is to look forward to tomorrow, because of course we do it all over again. It is the Thomas Cup final tomorrow. It is Malaysia against Japan in the Thomas Cup. Well, that'll be happening at the same time tomorrow. That's 3 o'clock local time in the afternoon. So we leave China to celebrate their Uber Cup victory once again. We look forward to tomorrow and the Thomas Cup final. As I say, Malaysia against Japan. We'll see you then. From Morton Frost, myself, Jill Clark, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Bye for now.